everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Lisa from Potsiefighter and I'm back today with another card video. I know I haven't shared a lot of cards lately because I didn't make a lot of cards lately. So I'm using an A2 a standard sized card base, and I just taped it down with some painter's tape on my Tonic Easy Clean mat, and I'm using a Ranger, what did they call it? Like a sponge foam thing. I forgot what they're called. And at first I started with tumbled glass, but it was way too light, so I used broken china. And I'm gonna make a scene card today. And now I'm changing. Oh no, before I do that, I use water droplets, and I let that sit for a couple of seconds. And meanwhile, I prepare my next color, and I'm gonna use Evergreen Burrow. So there you can see it's just a tiny little bit of texture, and again, this is Evergreen Burrow, and I just sponge it on so I can get a nice little blend. I'm gonna go back in with the broken china in a bit, but I really wanted a lot of texture on here. So here you can see I blended out a bit. It's kind of hard to see on camera the difference between the colors, but they are different, believe me. Very carefully removed that tape because I didn't want to rip my card. Okay, next I thought I wanted to use my Copics, but I didn't. So I got out some cardstock, and I'm gonna use my, what are they called? Forgot the name. The Prismacolor pencils, sorry. I'm gonna use that stamp set, and I specially ordered that stamp set for a friend's birthday, and he's a fisherman. Is that a thing? A fisherman? He's fishing. So, and that's like a outdoorsy camping, fishing, hunting kind of stamp set. So I'm using quite a few of these elements, and especially the dog. I love the dog because we used to go fishing a lot with back when I just had one dog, and so it was near and dear to me, this card, and it took me about 3 hours to make, and I cut out a lot of it and sped it up a ton so you don't have to watch me do something for 3 hours. So I'm using my Versamark ink in my Misty tool, and I love the Misty. I got it at Expo in April, I think, and I love it. I absolutely recommend getting the Misty. It's great. So I put back the stamps. I did restamp it, so I stamped it twice so I get a crisp impression. Cleaning up my desk as I like it. I also have this, I don't know what it is. It's like a landscape, like a thing, what is it called, like a nature landscape stamp set thing. And I did use the mountains on the one side in my Versamark ink, and on the second part I'm using this tree thing. I do shuffle it around a bit, and I do put it down. Checking my ink swatches to see what color I'm gonna use, and I think I used Lucky Clover, pretty sure. I did restamp it, but unfortunately I moved the paper a tiny bit, so there's one tree a little bit misstamped, but you can't see it that much, so I just went with it. I didn't restamp it. I didn't start over because I didn't want to. I'm all about making it work. I'm gonna use this trio of birds in my Versamark ink. I really love how this tiny little detail adds a lot. I'm also using the clouds in my Versamark ink. Maybe should have used lighter ink, but I didn't. So there is that. I really love how it looks so far. And on the back of my card, I'm using the Technique Tuesday Made with Love stamp set, and I'm using, yep, I made this, don't throw it out. So these are the images that I'm gonna use, and I'm gonna use my Prismacolor pencil. I had these random things in there. I had no idea where they are from, no idea why they're in there, but they were in there. So um, it surprised me a little bit. So I'm gonna color all of these images, and while I'm coloring, I'm gonna play some music, and I'm gonna catch up with you when I am done coloring all of my cute little images. Okay, so I'm done coloring all of my images except for the dog. I don't know why I didn't color it yet. And I don't have Gamsol. I don't want to use Gamsol because it's because of the fumes and stuff, and I don't have a designated craft room. It's in my living room, and I do have 2 dogs, so I do not want those fumes in my living room. So what I did is I use baby oil. It works good for me. Maybe it's not for you, but for me it really works good. I did try it with a cotton swab. I did not like that. I have never done that before, but I do have these, what are they called, like these rubber brushes. I don't know, I have them in my mixed media stash, and I tried it and I really like it. So you can see the transformation from the baby oil, and I think, yeah, I show it up close, you can see the difference. It looks amazing. I really like the baby oil. So yeah, I'm gonna do that and color in the dog as well, and when I'm done, I'll be back with you. Okie dokie, so I am done again with my coloring, and I don't know, the foam thing. Not foam, sorry, oil thing. So now I'm gonna use these adorable alphas. To be honest, I didn't need the hearts for the recipient because they're not necessary, but I just received that die set and I wanted to use them, and honestly this is the only reason why I use them. So I'm using my cuddle bug. I just trimmed down pieces that would fit for the letters so I don't have to cut it apart because I don't want to do that. Too much work for me. So I'm putting it over to my little trash can and just remove all of the tiny little pieces. That's why you can see it. There we go. And I have to do, what am I doing? An L and a N, I think, is missing. I think, yes. So that was that. I just removed the tiny little pieces. It's such a cute stamp set, and I use that. It's just the name of the recipient, and I use it on my envelope, and I just adhere it. Oh, this is, by the way, American Crafts cardstock, and I use my Quickie glue pen. I cannot say that. I've mentioned this before. I cannot say that name. Quickie glue pen. Oh my god, I'm sorry I'm a frame, but I just adhere or put on the glue, and then I put on my acrylic block so it holds it a tiny little bit down. And I'm using my tweezers so I don't have my fat fingers there, and I can put on more glue. Okay, so that is done. I fussy cut all of these pieces off frame of camera. This is the Mama Elephant birthday, I forgot, birthday wishes or birthday stamp set. It was just on frame. I love this stamp set so much, and I'm gonna use the giant scripty happy birthday on the inside of my card, and it's gonna be the only thing. I didn't even write a message. Because I wanted this card to, I wanted this to be the main focus of the inside of the card. I'm using my EK Success powder tool, like a lot, and my Misty tool again because I'm gonna heat emboss. And I line it up in my Misty. I'm using my I moved it. I don't know why I moved the card, but it wasn't that great. I use Versamark ink, and this is a classic gold Nouveau embossing powder. And I'm using coffee filter, and you can see kind of how I funnel it back. And I'm doing my heat embossing off frame because I don't have a power outlet, and the cord of my what's it called, heat tool is too short, so I can't do that on camera. And I'm using some black cardstock and this sentiment, and god, I'm sorry, I don't remember what it says. If anyone deserves all of the happiness in this world, it's you. That's what it says. And I'm using white embossing powder for that, but you're gonna see that I don't like it because it's too tiny, and apparently I didn't use fine enough embossing powder. You can't see that here, so I did deserve it with I just read deserve and I said deserve. I'm sorry. I did stamp it with White Brilliance Moonlight ink, and now I'm just starting to put my scene together. I really like the stamp set and this card. It gave me so much joy making it, and it's a very dear to my heart card. I don't know if you have these things when it's very personal. That's what I'm trying to say. And I hope that the recipient gets it, why I chose these sentiments and these things. So that's why it's very dear to my heart, and I just love it. And I love how the backpack turned out. I really like the shading of it. And again, I'm using my Quickie glue pen to adhere down all of these things except for that fisherman. I'm using foam dots or foam squares for him to adhere him with a bit of dimension. And I'm sorry, I have to cough. I'm sorry. And Okay, these tiny little things annoy me so much when you have to get the backing off. It's like impossible to do. Okay, and also the dog gets some dimension. Okie doke. And where is he? There we go. Wasn't sure where to adhere him or that sentiment for that matter. So there goes the dog. And I have to trim out my sentiment now. Using my trim. I'm sorry that's off frame, but yeah. It's nothing too special. Wasn't sure where to put it, but I decided to put it where it actually is. There are like little worms and hooks and stuff, and I thought I would add some at the end, but I decided not to because it would be too much for me. So I'm using some foam tape to adhere my sentiment here on the corner, and I love this card so much. And I am done. I was so excited about this card. I really enjoyed making it, and I loved how it turned out. And yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!